some disturbing TikToks that feel like a glitch in reality.
And once you see these clips, you'll understand why. Let's get into it.
Okay guys, breaking news. NATO is now involved. They have just said that one of the member states has been targeted by Iran. So according to Turkey's defense ministry, they said that NATO air defense systems had to shoot down an Iranian missile that was traveling towards their airspace. And a fragment of that missile has fallen into an open area in southern Turkey. Now, fortunately for the escalation of this war, there was no loss of life or injuries reported. A NATO spokesperson has come out and told CNN that they condemn Iran's targeting of Turkey, and they said that they stand firmly with all allies. Turkey's defense ministry then said that we reiterate that we reserve our right to respond to any hostile act directed towards our country. This is believed to be the first time that NATO has got involved. History yet again.
It's like we're making history every day.
Yeah, every day it seems like more and more countries are joining.
And it really is starting to look like a World War III.
What's your thoughts, guys? Let's talk about it in the comment section.
The war is a distraction from this.
Wait, it's not about their nukes?
No. Iran's central bank counts because their oil and energy is very important, including for China. If you're going to come out with programmable money,
with a revolutionary new payment system,
with digital IDs that are interoperable globally, that controls in each jurisdiction centrally, you can't afford leakage. Iran right now is the big leakage in the system. Now, Larry Fink and BlackRock have said
we need to move very rapidly.
They're planning on trading all stocks and bonds using tokens.
All investments on a tokenized platform.
What it means is this is going to be...
we have one common blockchain.
You know, potentially $100, $200, $300 trillion market. $100, $200, $300 trillion market.
The wars, the Epstein files, the aliens, AI... it's all to keep you from the truth. The power brokers are trying to preserve US dollar dominance at any costs. All the value is converging into precious metals and soon the digital rails. Put your faith in God and He'll handle the rest.
Things just went from bad to worse quick. While missiles rained down Tehran and Tel Aviv, now China's getting mad, and also Israel and both the US now are talking about putting boots on the ground in Iran. So right here we have the Israeli Minister of Defense saying that they are not ruling out boots on the ground in Iran. The US said the same thing. And today has been just the most insane day for explosions all over Iran, and also Israel. But the thing is, I already showed you guys the map of Iran and how it's basically a fortress in mountains, and there's only one way in, and that's through the Caspian Sea. And you have to go through Russia, but guess who's mad? Yes, Russia's top alliance, China, is very angry because literally half of their oil supply is gone. We quite literally have 15 different countries all involved in this right now.
Looks like people are seeing through the BS more and more.
Every day.
This piece off here and put it over here. Now you see, the United States is no longer in the middle of the map.
Right.
Now, I did this with a major record company in New York City, I think in 1970. And an older man stood up in the back of the room and said, "Now, Elliot, you've gone too far." I said, "What's your problem?" "You can't do that with the map." I said, "Well, actually you can." He said, "No, the United States isn't in the middle of the map anymore." I said, "The United States never was in the middle of the map. You need to realize this depends on how you draw your map." And then I pointed this little fact out to him. South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland.
Even though it doesn't really look like it.
No, it is. South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland.
It's crazy.
Now, according to your social studies teachers, what is the equator? Halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole on this map would be right about here.
Right.
And that means that Iowa has a semi-tropical climate.
Yeah.
Well, you've been in Minnesota in the wintertime.
I've been in Iowa too. It's definitely
You know that it doesn't have a tropical climate. So you have to then introduce a real version of the map of Europe that this is doing. That's very Peter's projection map. The sizes on this one are right. The shapes are distorted. Look at Greenland on this map. Right there. See it?
Yeah, it's really tiny.
See how small that is?
Right.
Look at it on the Mercator projection.
So why do they do that? I don't understand.
Why? Because the Pope commissioned Mercator to make a map that shows the spread of Christianity. So all countries in which there are predominantly white people are larger than those in the southern part of the world, halfway between the North Pole and South Pole.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's some pretty interesting stuff right there.
Really? It's like these people that flip the dollar bills around and see all the
Symbolism?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she definitely was tapped in. And wow, could you imagine having a grandmother like her?
What if I told you the most powerful people in the world wear red shoes for a reason, and it has nothing to do with style? Leather shoes? Sure, they're made from skin. We all know that. But red shoes? That's not just any leather. No, it's something far more exclusive. They say it makes the softest leather in the world. And the price? Let's just say it's not measured in dollars. You've seen them. Bright, bold, almost out of place. Red shoes on billionaires, politicians, Hollywood elites. Think it's just a fashion statement? No, it's a symbol. A mark. Something only the initiated understand. Same with the red carpet they walk on. And if you think that sounds crazy, remember Nike? They made sneakers infused with real organic liquid. A major company. Mass marketing the concept. Who do you think wore those the most? Who were they selling to? But it goes deeper. There's artwork, paintings, tapestries, showing people wearing red shoes against their will. Ever wondered why? Because red shoes don't just scream status. They tell a story. They've been hiding it in plain sight. And the red carpet, the biggest celebrities, the most powerful figures, all walking down that scarlet path. Ever notice the question they always ask? Who are you wearing? It's not an accident, it's ritual, a secret code. And if you don't see it, well, that's on you.
This is just a theory, not a fact.
Exactly.
And haven't we seen several times where the Pope was wearing red shoes?
He sure did. He also got down on his knees and started kissing the shoes of a group of men that walked in.
Oh, I remember that.
Reports that some people have actually seen Jeffrey Epstein shapeshift into a reptilian.
Wow.
Bill Gates, there's been reports that he's also a reptilian. A lot of the reasons why these non-terrestrial evil entities, these negative aliens, look human is because they use various technologies to make the appearance of looking human, or at least to hold the appearance. There's these things called holographic layers that they use, where, when we see them on TV, when they are at an event, they always masquerade under these humanitarian, what they're called foundations. What are they called? Humanitarian foundations, as they call them, but they're really not. They're fronts. They hold that appearance due to the technology that they use. But in order to be able to use this technology, they also have to consume the
adrenochrome, right?
Adrenochrome to a very high extent. Now, there's so many layers to this. It's not just about like all the dirty politicians and everyone that was involved in their mom, even the whole non-human terrestrial connection, how literally these underground facilities were not run by humans. They were actually run by reptilians, using humans as their vessels, pretty much. There's been a few reports that...
That's the case. We're not really up against Bill Gates like we thought we were. It's basically the reptilians.
Wouldn't surprise me, especially not in 2026. What's your thoughts?
Un défilé est une invitation à la mutation. L'homme est un excrément avec matière fécale. Un zombie androgyne avec Rick Owens. Un objet sale avec Balenciaga. Louboutin, c'est le sang sacrificiel sur les semelles. Donc Jaden n'a rien inventé. Il prolonge juste le rituel. Et sa collection représente la possession. Le parasite qui s'installe, qui prend le contrôle total, en version luxe. Pour la masse, on a les Crocs. Et la collab Crocs Lego, qui fait de toi un jouet interchangeable, avec des briques rouges oversize sur les pieds, démontables, remplaçables. Ils te font haïr ce que tu es naturellement, pour que tu acceptes d'être modifié. Effacé. Brian Johnson, le biohacker qui veut être immortel, défile pour la marque matière fécale. Le prototype parfait du corps remplacé. Parce que la mode ne te vend pas des habits, elle te vend des prothèses. Elle te montre ton avenir. Un déchet qu'on remplace, un jouet qu'on démonte. Et elle t'invite à regarder ta propre disparition.
If you guys are wondering what he was saying, just read the captions. He's obviously French, but I pretty much can see exactly what he's getting at. This is Paris Fashion Week, and it just seems like they are just a mockery of...
It's like clips of a horror movie, like Hellraiser.
Yeah, and like he says, like they're trying to get us to deny everything that's natural. Like there's nothing natural about this, and it felt quite disturbing. This is like a whole nother front to a whole nother world disguised as fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody in their right mind that wants to wear this type of fashion.
Okay, and on the topic of transparency, Secretary, were you ever denied access, or did you ever inquire on the topic of UAP or Gilgamesh in your official or personal capacity, and why?
I was never denied access because I never asked for access.
Okay. In the efforts of having a transparent government and restoring faith within our country, do you believe that the American people deserve access to those topics?
I do. Subject to any national security implications, I think the information should be made available. I think that's been ordered, or at least I read that it had been ordered.
While I have you here, I just have to ask. So when your husband was president, it was Lawrence Rockefeller had an effort to try to disclose UFOs, UAPs. When you were running for president, John Podesta publicly stated that you would disclose these files if given the chance, if you had been president. Are you pleased to see that these files may be disclosed finally?
I am pleased. As I say, I think they have to be carefully scrutinized so that no national security information is disclosed. But this is an issue of real importance to so many people, and I think whatever can be disclosed should be disclosed.
Was there a program that specifically that was referencing that you were aware of?
I was not. As you mentioned, John Podesta, who was one of my advisors, was deeply interested in the issue, and if I had been elected, I certainly would have listened to his advice.
Well, thank you for indulgence on that.
This is sort of like off subject, but didn't you all require in the latest defense authorization that the UFO information has to be? What?
They ripped it out. They killed it.
Oh, yeah. I thought that had gone through.
That was my amendment, and it got ripped out.
Oh, okay. Well, you've just, I didn't know that, so thank you for enlightening me. Okay.
Yeah, they've been killing it.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so did I just hear them ask her about the Gilgamesh
Sure
documents? Did. Wow, and we reviewed that on a few episodes back of the emails from her requesting access to that information. But she's saying she didn't. And then what was that at the end?
She wasn't very specific either.
The UFO files, like...
Yeah, that one kind of flew over my head. If you guys can fill us in on the comment section, we'd appreciate it. Oh yeah, and then the part about Podesta and him having some investment into it, or
a deep interest.
Yeah. I wonder why.
That wasn't the only thing he was interested in.
If you know, you know.
No, guys, you think it's a coincidence or a glitch in the Matrix?
Makes for good talk.
At the very top of our world, something is hidden. Ancient maps hinted at a colossal black rock thought to have magical magnetic properties. Mercator's 16th century charts showed 4 rivers flowing inward, surrounding the stone at the pole, a mountain rising like the Axis Mundi, the cosmic pillar linking heaven, earth, and the underworld. In Hindu cosmology, it was called Mount Meru, the sacred mountain of the gods, the center of all creation. Cultures across the world remembered it. The Greeks told of Hyperborea, the land of eternal spring. Norsemen placed Asgard at the pole. The Celts remembered Avalon. Buddhist texts spoke of Shambhala. Different names, one mystery at the crown of the world. Even nature seems to reveal it. The aurora borealis. Rivers of light flowing across the polar sky. What if these are not just charged particles, but living energy? It's the same ladder of light Jacob saw, where heaven and earth connect. Is it also the opening to a hidden world, where the legendary black sun is said to reside, radiating the force that sustains creation itself? The ancients recorded it. Old maps drew it. Now modern maps erase it. But maybe Eden, the throne, the true axis of creation, was never lost. It was just hidden. And here's the strange part. Today, the world's most powerful investment firm is called BlackRock, a company that controls trillions. It's influencing governments, banks, and markets. Why that name? Coincidence? Or a subtle nod to the ancient black rock at the pole the very stone said to anchor our world? Myths say there's something hidden that's waiting to be revealed. Could they be true?
I remember watching a video when they were going over the map, highlighting on this. In fact, they were connecting it with Google and its logo and how it kind of resembled it back in the days.
Wow, and some even believe that that's the entryway to Hollow Earth. That's a whole nother video right there.
The Kirk universe rabbit hole somehow just reached a whole new level. This one's gonna f*** you up. So this is Erica Kirk. Another Erica Kirk with the same name of the late Charlie Kirk's wife. Same name, same unconventional spelling, both Americans with very blue eyes and blonde hair. Some even arguing they kinda look alike, but oh, that's barely even the tip. Both were wives of political figures, men who actively engaged in some form of politics. Both their husbands were very outspoken Republicans, Claude Kirk and Charlie Kirk, both CKs. Both of them also passed away in September. Today's Erica Kirk is nicknamed Miss Arizona. The other one went by Madam X, which she was called because people said she just kind of came out of nowhere and was all over the spotlight all of a sudden. Sound familiar? The OG Erica Kirk passed away in April 2023 in Palm Beach County, Florida, a region which just recently became the world's largest investor in a certain country that shall not be named and is completely irrelevant to anything. She passed away at the age of 88, and the current Erica Kirk was born in 1988. They're so similar, even Google's search AI is calling them the same person, but that's probably just a hallucination, no big deal. I think the better question is, are the rest of us hallucinating right now?
This has got to be more than just a coincidence, guys. We have another glitch in the Matrix happening.
It's kind of like all the connections with the movie Snake Eyes that had Nicolas Cage in it. If you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out. You're going to see a lot of connections there.
Just went down at the U.S. Capitol building.
No one wants to fight for Israel! His hand!
Yeah, it's a very hard one.
If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you?
Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at today. Today is today's.
Now, I had revealed this video last year.
Indications.
And it got no views. Nobody paid any attention to it. But watch this. I released this last year.
Is going to be there's a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. That is the lie to believe. It's nuanced. How they explain that, the nature of that threat. But that 100% is the lie you are going to be told. You even got a date for a long time now. I know where that lie comes from.
Wow, so they are dropping this movie this summer to get everybody desensitized and programmed. I don't know.
They're getting everybody primed up and ready. They're ready to flex their tools.
Now that we know what we know about movies, it just goes a lot deeper than that.
What's your thoughts, guys? Let us know down below in the comment section.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. When you're inside, You look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.